Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that's both fascinating and a little bit, concerning. We're going to be exploring the top 10 US cities that are at risk of disappearing in the not-so-distant future. And by disappearing, we're not talking about some magical vanishing act. We're talking about the very real threat of rising sea levels, increasingly severe weather events, and the complex interplay of environmental and social factors. From iconic coastlines to historic landmarks, these cities face an uncertain future. So, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a thought-provoking journey across the map. Let's get to it. First up, we're heading down to the Sunshine State, to a city synonymous with beaches, nightlife, and Art Deco architecture, Miami, Florida. Miami sits on a low-lying coastal plain, making it incredibly vulnerable to sea level rise. Rising tides regularly flood streets, saltwater contaminates freshwater supplies, and stronger hurricanes loom. The city's booming real estate market exacerbates the problem, with higher elevation areas becoming more valuable. Miami is investing in infrastructure improvements, but will it be enough to outrun the rising seas? The fate of Miami is a stark reminder that climate change is not just an environmental issue, it's a social and economic one as well. From Miami, we travel to another city that knows a thing or two about water. New Orleans, Louisiana. New Orleans sits below sea level, nestled between the Mississippi River and Lake Pontchartrain. The city relies on a complex system of levees and pumps, but rising sea levels and intense hurricanes push this system to its limits. The land is also sinking, a process called subsidence, creating a double whammy. Despite the challenges, New Orleans remains resilient, investing in improved flood protection and restoring coastal wetlands. The story of New Orleans is a reminder that we can't ignore the power of nature. It's a story of resilience, adaptation, and the importance of learning from our past. New Orleans is taking steps to adapt to the future. Our next stop takes us north to Norfolk, Virginia, a city steeped in history and intrinsically linked to the sea. Norfolk is experiencing more frequent and severe flooding due to rising sea levels. High tides regularly inundate streets and businesses, causing millions of dollars in damage. Saltwater is seeping into the groundwater, contaminating drinking water supplies and corroding infrastructure. The city is home to a large military presence, adding to the strain on infrastructure. Norfolk is taking steps to address the impacts of sea level rise, from investing in flood barriers to exploring innovative solutions like floating neighborhoods. The story of Norfolk highlights the challenges facing coastal communities around the world. Climate change is not just a future threat, it's a present reality. From the historic shores of Norfolk, we journey southwest to Galveston, Texas, a barrier island city known for its beautiful beaches and Victorian architecture. In 1900, a catastrophic hurricane ripped through Galveston, claiming thousands of lives. Today, Galveston faces the slow but steady creep of sea level rise. The city is exploring innovative solutions like beach nourishment projects and elevating buildings. Galveston's story is one of resilience, adaptation, and the constant need to innovate in the face of a changing climate. It's a story that resonates with coastal communities around the world. Our journey now takes us north to Atlantic City, New Jersey, a city synonymous with casinos and boardwalks. Atlantic City faces a gamble of a different sort, its very survival in the face of rising seas. The city's iconic beaches are shrinking, and its infrastructure is crumbling. The aging sewer system is further burdened by saltwater intrusion, leading to more frequent flooding. Despite the odds, Atlantic City is investing in beach replenishment projects and strengthening its seawall. The city's story is a poignant reminder that the impacts of climate change are not evenly distributed. They often hit hardest in communities already facing economic hardship and social inequality. From the neon lights of Atlantic City, we travel south to Charleston, South Carolina, a city steeped in history and charm. Charleston faces a growing threat from the sea, a threat that could wash away its rich past. As sea levels rise, Charleston is experiencing more frequent and severe flooding. High tides regularly inundate its historic streets, damaging buildings and disrupting businesses. The city's thriving tourism industry is threatened by the impacts of sea level rise. Charleston is investing in flood barriers and other infrastructure improvements to protect its historic heart. The city's story is a reminder that climate change is not just an environmental issue. It's a cultural and social justice issue. Charleston is taking action to address these challenges. Our journey now takes us west, to the iconic city of San Francisco, known for its Golden Gate Bridge and its status as a global hub of technology. The bay that gives the city its name is rising, threatening to reshape San Francisco's future. The Embarcadero and the ferry building are already experiencing more frequent flooding. San Francisco is exploring innovative solutions to protect its shoreline and its future. The city is home to some of the world's leading tech companies and brightest minds. San Francisco's story is a reminder that climate change demands our best thinking and boldest ideas. The question remains, can these solutions be implemented in a way that is equitable and just? From the tech hub of San Francisco, we journey across the Pacific to Honolulu, Hawaii, a city synonymous with paradise. Rising sea levels are already eroding Honolulu's famous beaches, threatening its tourism industry. Waikiki Beach is now a narrow strip, protected by seawalls and constantly replenished with sand. Honolulu's freshwater resources are also threatened by saltwater intrusion. The city's infrastructure is increasingly vulnerable to flooding and storm surge. Honolulu is taking steps to adapt, investing in seawalls and elevating roads. The city's story is a reminder that climate change is an economic and cultural issue. It's a call to action to protect the places we love and create a more sustainable future. From the tropical paradise of Honolulu, we return to the mainland, to the bustling metropolis of New York City. Sea levels have risen by over a foot in the past century, and the pace is accelerating. High tides are now higher, storm surges are more powerful, and coastal flooding is more frequent. In 2012, Hurricane Sandy provided a stark reminder of New York City's vulnerability. The city embarked on an ambitious plan to adapt, investing billions in coastal defenses and upgrading infrastructure. New York City's story is a reminder that climate change is an urban, economic, and social justice issue. It's a challenge that demands our attention and collective action. The city is resilient and taking steps to protect its future. Our journey concludes in Key West, Florida, the southernmost point in the contiguous United States. Key West faces an existential threat, the encroaching sea. Beaches are disappearing, and saltwater intrusion is contaminating freshwater supplies. The roads connecting Key West to the mainland are increasingly vulnerable to flooding. Tourism, the lifeblood of Key West's economy, is threatened by climate change. The city is investing in seawalls, elevating roads, and promoting sustainable tourism practices. Key West's story is a reminder that climate change is a present reality. It's a call to action to protect the places we love and create a more sustainable future. That's it for our exploration of 10 U.S. cities facing an uncertain future due to climate change. These cities stand as poignant reminders of the stakes involved in the fight against climate change. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking content. Let's keep the conversation going and work together to create a more sustainable future for all. Be sure to let us know in the comments which city's story surprised you the most or resonated with you on a personal level. We're all in this together, and by sharing our perspectives and learning from each other, we can make a difference. Thanks for watching.